Look, it just seems to me that if this were any other artist, that this kind of stuff would not be under the radar. So I want to tell you about what's been going on with
7, 6, 11, 5, 11, 32 the day before. Boot, 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 moving up and down again. Don't look at what's in front of you. Men go mad with watching them. Pause, eyes, drop, they will get the top of you. Boot, 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 moving up and down again. Night, spring, long, brings the 40,000 million. Boot, 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 moving up and down again. It is not fire, devil, dark, or anything but boot, 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 moving up and down again. Try to think of something different. People going lunatic. There's no discharge in the world. 7, 6, 11, 5, 4, 17, 32 the day before.
So what if I were to tell you that a major recording artist just in the last several months, boycotted by a major archbishop, a petition developed that had gotten 6,000 signatures, but at the same time defended by a governor of a state in Mexico, had a show shut down. Their first show in the UK on their tour had been canceled due to politicians, and had 200,000 people show up for a major performance. What if I told you that all of that had happened? You know what you would say? You'd be like, oh my God, what's going on? Not even Taylor Swift gets 200,000 people in an audience. And why I didn't hear about this? Well, that's because this kind of stuff has become par for the course for Marilyn Manson. But whether we're talking about early in his career or we're talking about right now, it's been a long and crazy and interesting journey in this artist's life. And he is still going at it and he's still doing it. And look, it just seems to me that if this were any other artist, that this kind of stuff would not be under the radar. So I want to tell you about what's been going on with Marilyn Manson.
Let me ask you a question. Are you motherfuckers ready for the new?
He did a show recently in Mexico that was, yes, boycotted by the Archbishop, Jorge Cavazos Arizpe, protesting a show that Manson was set to perform and did perform in the Mexican state of San Luis Potosí. What's fascinating too here is that you had then the governor of this state in Mexico, the governor of San Luis Potosí, Ricardo Gallardo Cardona, had come out in defense of this recording artist and the defense of cultural expression and freedom, and had not only done that, but had made a point of meeting this recording artist when the recording artist finally came for this concert, personally meeting and welcoming this person and attending concert, holding his heart there, if they're taking a picture together. And so whether you've got the Catholic Archbishop in Mexico protesting because he doesn't like the dark themes in Marilyn Manson's music and his videos, or Me Too feminists who don't realize that people are sick of their shit and sick of all of the lies and attention seekers and all of that, and don't want to cancel an artist on accusations that not only have not been proven, but have actually been debunked. Whether you have one or the other or all kinds of stuff in between. It's really interesting to see an artist like Marilyn Manson, a major recording artist who has been in the game as long as he has, and yet seems to be really effortlessly generating this kind of controversy. And as it turns out, there are supposedly going to be protests of this recording artist, of Marilyn Manson, at his show in San Diego coming up October 1st. That's right, the feminist who organized and promoted the first American protest of Manson. You'll remember I went to that. Do you remember that? It was a year or so ago. It was in California. It was in Anaheim. And I think they had all of 10 people show up, and I got some funny video coverage of it, particularly when someone affiliated with their group assaulted another person there.
Manson's innocent! Marilyn Manson's innocent! Innocent! It's a hoax! Me Too hoax! Me Too hoax! Hoax!
Oh.
Yes, you do?
Yeah, I do.
Go support a rapist.
Yeah, okay.
And remember your mother.
Okay, yeah.
Go support
Yes,
a rapist
I will.
and remember your
I'm
mother.
already doing it. Yes.
You do?
Yes.
Hey,
Yeah, I know. I know.
get the fuck out of her face.
Oh, shit. Oh, my God. You pushed me. Yeah. Oh, my God.
It's always interesting, isn't it, when you see these peaceful activists assaulting people in the name of stopping violence, right? There's been some fascinating stuff going on, and I just want to make sure that you did not miss it. Okay, so in Mexico, what's the story there? I think this is interesting. You had a major state, it was a major state putting on this fair, this big state fair, and invited Marilyn Manson as a major artist to do a concert there. And he accepted he was going to do this. And an archbishop, major archbishop in the Catholic Church, speaks up against this. You had people there were people organizing a petition, got 6,000 signatures, which it's really in these days, it's not that much, but enough to make like kind of a stir. It got some media coverage and all of that, right? And there was some doubt as to whether it would proceed because, now get this is what's interesting, Black Sabbath had been successfully protested the same way by the same types of people in 1989. In 1989, Black Sabbath was supposed to perform the same type of event, same place, and they were successfully boycotted on the same grounds of people not understanding or disliking, being threatened by dark themes in the music and the imagery and all of that, right? And controversial frontmen. So they were successfully boycotted and it was canceled. The event was canceled. And so what's interesting here, this is what I think is so fascinating, is that the state, the governor of this state, so it'd be like the governor here of Texas or New York or California, right? The governor of this state actually came out in a very public way and it said, and by the way, this is the governor was Ricardo Gallardo Cardona, and he defended the controversial concert as an act of cultural justice and a stand for, quote, freedom of expression. He says this is a defense of freedom of expression, and he says the intent here is to help the central Mexican state of San Luis Potosi overcome the, quote, cultural lag that has kept the state out of major concerts and major recording artists out, largely due to, in his opinion, quote, conservative mindsets that have demonized hard rock for years. And so again, Black Sabbath 1989 had been successfully protested. So he's not wanting to do that again. Now, it's interesting that in retaliation for the Catholic boycott by this archbishop, someone placed apparently a cow's head in front of the Metropolitan Cathedral of San Luis Potosi. So it's kind of like Godfather style there with the horse's head in the bed, right? But anyway, so again, what's interesting is Marilyn Manson, he has not done an interview since the whole fake Me Too hoax thing 5 years ago. And even without speaking, just by performing, just by moving, just by being himself as an artist, he is attracting this kind of attention and controversy. It is really fascinating, and it just shows the cultural relevance of this artist. And again, if it were, what I was saying earlier is that if it were anyone else, this would be major, major news, because look, y'all, 200,000 people ended up showing up to this concert. That is, and he's huge in Mexico, by the way. I went to a concert in Mexico, not this one, but I went to a Manson concert in Mexico at a different festival, and I'd been to other Manson concerts, and this was the best one I'd been to. It was a totally different energy in the crowd. It was just a whole other level. It really was. And so I can totally imagine 200,000 people coming out in the wake of these protests and all this controversy to support him. So even Taylor Swift doesn't get 200,000 people in an audience. And so I just think it's interesting. Same thing then of what's going on in the UK. The fact that you had Manson's his first show in the UK on his tour, and this ended up in Brighton and ended up being canceled because of a very small vocal contingent on the left, Green Party. You had a Green Party politician, and you had a handful of activists, online activists, probably most of them on the left. They raised enough of a ruckus to where the town council got scared. Apparently they have jurisdiction over this venue. Like, this is their venue. It's not owned by someone else. And so they canceled it. And so I don't see it as a big deal to Manson. I don't think losing one concert is a huge deal financially or anything like that. But symbolically speaking, it is interesting that yet again, he's generating this kind of controversy. So look, I said on my Instagram that basically I'm going to be starting Marilyn Manson Appreciation Week for the next week or so, and putting out regular videos, little fun promo ads that I've made that I spent a lot of time on and enjoyed doing. I do need to start using AI though. Somebody tell me in the comments a good AI program. And so I hope you like the 28 years later Boots inspired video, and I hope you also like some of the other promo videos. I'll be putting out more of this kind of stuff and also talking about more about Manson stuff. And as always, I'm still out here, still making the videos, still trying to get the word out, still trying to promote Marilyn Manson, both as an innocent individual who was victimized by Me Too hoax, and also as a fascinating and culturally relevant artist. I'm still out here doing it. And so I appreciate your support. All of my links are below. Tips appreciated. If nothing else, likes and comments and all of that stuff. Also, I want to start promoting more heavily the work that people are doing, particularly on Instagram, about Marilyn Manson and his art. Lastly, going out, I'm going to start promoting some local artists where I currently live. And so I want to start with this dude. His name is Lucas John Turner. And in fact, my significant other now plays bass with him, but he's not on this record. This is Lucas's thing, and it's really cool. And I hope you enjoy the song as we go out. All right, everybody. Bye-bye.